Welcome to the Kobe Bryant Film Room, aka Jigsaw, right? Your basketball serial killer. And I'm gonna respond to first things first video about Kyrie's comments on the ESPN Top 100 list that they just came out with, which is garbage, which is bullshit, which is hogwash. You know what I'm saying? And shouldn't be respected by anybody. This list should be burned. It should be taken down immediately. And they should be ashamed of themselves for even thinking about putting something like this out. But without further ado, let's get into it.
So Kyrie looking for a bounce-back season in which he joined a playoff-bound team, which turned into a team that tanked for better draft position. An ESPN poll has him as the 34th best player this year. It's not historical.
Ridiculous, bro.
This year.
So they got. Let me get this straight. So you got LeBron James as a top 10 player, and LeBron James wasn't really known for his defense. But you got Kyrie, which I'm not even opposed to LeBron James being like a top 10 player. I'm not opposed to that. But you got Kyrie at 34. LeBron is not that much better than Kyrie. There's no fucking way he's that much better than Kyrie Irving. But ESPN's going to do their thing. They're going to promote who they want to promote. And they're going to kill whoever they want to kill.
Kyrie let everyone know that he does not care. Who cares?
Don't put in the newspaper on that.
Who the fuck cares? I never will. Ratings don't mean a damn thing in the league, especially not from ESPN or any of these other media platforms. Ooh, Kyrie. Look, they gonna disrespect Kyrie every chance they get. Boy, he attacked them back. And he knows how Kobe was treated by the media. Salute to Kyrie Irving, man, for being brave enough to stand on principles, right? He's not always in the right. Sometimes he does do things and doesn't do things the right way, right? But you could tell his heart is in the right place, and he's just trying to be considered a man, right? They're trying to treat him as a boy. Kyrie is a man, right? He has other obligations in life, right? He's an incredible basketball player when he's allowed to play. So let's continue reading, y'all. Majority of the analysts are not credible sources in my eyes, and I don't respect them or their opinions. We ain't gonna like that shit. And I don't either, Kyrie. You're not alone on that. We don't respect, bro. Real people who know the game of basketball don't respect these niggas at all. These niggas never even picked up a basketball, man. Nick Wright is a nerd. You know what I'm saying? Period, bro. He doesn't know shit about basketball, but I'm pretty sure he's about to attack Kyrie Irving ferociously. But let's get into it.
And I'm not mad.
I never will. Rankings don't mean a darn thing in the league, especially not from ESPN or other media platforms. Majority of the analysts are not credible sources in my eyes, and I don't respect them or their opinions.
Wow, not just the opinions, doesn't respect. He's off a Jew, bro.
Because you're liars, right? Who respects a damn liar, right? Like, he would have some respect. Look, listen. If you guys want your respect, then you guys seriously tell the truth and inform the population about the news, the real basketball facts, right? You would bring basketball players, NBA players, and involve them more into your broadcast, right? You would bring, you wouldn't discredit people. You wouldn't try to disrespect all-time greats to boost one man up. That's why we don't respect you at all. You want to continue to lie about a dead man, a man who's no longer here to defend himself. right? You wouldn't disrespect Karl Malone, saying LeBron James, older LeBron James is better than Karl Malone in his prime. You wouldn't do that, right? You would have some respect. And so you're not going to show anybody else respect. Why the fuck should we show you respect? Because you're on TV? No, bro. You don't get to lie. And once you start telling the truth, I'll paint you in a better light. And I'll say, damn, bro, Nick Wright is on one, right? Now, if you want to talk about Kyrie's mistakes in a truthful manner without slandering him as a person, you guys call guys out of their names. I remember Shannon Sharp alluded to KD being a garden tool, calling him a hoe, essentially. Kendrick Perkins calling Kyrie a bird brain. You know what I mean? Stephen A. Smith getting unprofessional, threatening it to expose dirty secrets, dirty laundry on TV. And so why should we respect you guys, man? From the Kwame Brown situation, y'all attacked him first. Y'all attacked Kwame first. And Kwame wasn't, listen, was Kwame a great NBA player? No. But Kwame's been in the league for years. So obviously he contributed, brought something of value and contributed to a team, right? But they don't want to give you credit. They want to basically treat you like dirt, say you're below the ground, and you're below nothing. And then when people speak out against them, they act like victims. They clutch their pearls. They act like hoes. They grab their coochie. And nobody can say anything and criticize these guys. But guess what? We on your ass. Listen, when the news decides they're not going to cover and tell the truth, it's up to the people, right? We the people. It's up to the people to make sure the media does their fucking jobs. And if that means I have to put my foot in your ass and put my foot on your throat, right, I will do it. That's why I call myself the basketball serial killer. Why? To hold capping ass niggas accountable for the words that they speak, especially powerful ones who have a big platform that affect the younger generation. So I will decapitate, chain people to the wall, drag people to trash cans. I will murder any narrative that I need to in order to get my point across. You guys, I sat back since 2020 watching Kobe and his family and all the other people on that helicopter lose their lives, right? Sat back, didn't say anything. They disrespected Kobe and his daughter, disrespected Kobe as a man, right? Didn't say anything. For years, y'all. 4 years. 3 years, just about. About to be 4. Really ain't say much, right? Was quiet. I saw the disrespect. I got pissed off behind the scenes, but I didn't say nothing. I didn't want to disrespect anybody or call anybody out. But after a while, it was like, damn, bro, lie after lie after lie after cap, attacking Larry Bird, attacking guys from the 80s, attacking guys from the 70s, speaking ill of Wilt Chamberlain, speaking ill of Bill Russell, talking shit about Moses Malone. People boosting up, praising Steve Nash, but killing and slandering Magic Johnson's name. Right? I'm not standing for this shit, bro. Read the revisionist history. People tired of this shit, bro. So until y'all show people respect and that they deserve and honor all of our legends and not just 2 or 3, we're going to put our foot in your ass. And I'm coming.
Work for them.
Yeah. Other media platforms.
Credible sources.
He's talking about me.
He's talking about you. He's not respecting you, bro.
So here's all the players in the 30s. This is not.
And damn near, listen, Paolo Banchero, I like him as a player. He's not better than Kyrie. Jaren Jackson Jr., not better than Kyrie. Jalen Brunson, not better than Kyrie. Mikal Bridges, not better than Kyrie. Darius Garland, not better than Kyrie. I wouldn't take him over Kyrie. DeMar DeRozan, maybe. Zach LaVine, not better than Kyrie. So the only ones you can really argue, in my opinion, is John Morant. I don't think Bradley Beal better than Kyrie, to be honest with you. I think John Morant, DeMar DeRozan, and that's it. out of all these niggas on the list. And that's no disrespect to all the niggas on the list. It's just how I feel.
Ages, like some people think, Nick. This is their ranks. So that's 4 guys ahead of Kyrie. That's basically the neighborhood. 5 guys after. I think Ja's odd because it's going to.
Ja's in a weird spot. But so here's the deal.
How the fuck can you justify putting Kyrie at 34? Seriously.
His ranking's almost exactly right.
Really?
Yeah, so here are the point guards in the top 50. Just the point guards. We can show you the list. There is not a single one ahead of Kyrie that I would rather have Kyrie than.
I would rather have Kyrie than Jamal Murray. And I like Jamal Murray. I would rather have him than Tyrese Halliburton. To me, he hasn't really proved much. I would rather have him than Drew Holiday. Listen, these guys are capping like a motherfucker, bro. Because these were the same niggas begging for the Lakers to get Kyrie to help out LeBron. I would take him over Jalen Brunson. I would take him over Trae Young. Even though I like Trae Young, I'll take him over Trae Young. I'll take him. I don't know about Fox. I like De'Aaron Fox. I don't know about Fox. Fox is underrated in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So that's bullshit.
There's not one. No, I think Trae is the closest question, but Trae, the big knock on him is that he doesn't contribute to winning. And Kyrie hasn't. And
that's a lie. Kyrie contributed to winning just that very same season before he got traded. I know because you niggas didn't cover this shit. The Nets went on a huge winning streak, right? So they were winning and they were on their way to making noise in the playoffs. But the Nets then disrespected their players so much the niggas couldn't stand fucking being there and wanted fucking out, right? Even with Ben Simmons playing the way he was playing, them niggas are still winning games, right? So they're trying to paint Kyrie as this just loser who doesn't make the playoffs and only needs LeBron James to get there, and that's not true because Kyrie made the playoffs in Boston. Right now, granted, he was eliminated by Milwaukee, but he made it to the second round, right? And this is 2019.
8 years. And Trae has been the best player on a conference finalist. Kyrie hasn't been the best player on a team that's won more than one game in round 2. And
okay, and what did the other niggas do? And look. He's trying to discredit Kyrie and not give him credit for the Cleveland runs. And it's funny because the only person who seems to get credit for going to the finals is LeBron James. He's the only person who gets credit for the amount of time he goes to the finals. Kyrie went to 3 straight finals. Right? Now, he didn't play he got injured the first time. But he went to 3 straight. Right? So he's got more experience in the playoffs than a lot of them niggas on the list. Right? On top of that, he did lead that Boston team to the playoffs, but they lost against Milwaukee, right? Now, in Brooklyn, he did go to the playoffs, right? He got injured, right? I don't think he participated that bubble year, but look, bro, it's not like he's just a residential loser, bro. He was actually playing good for the Mavs. It's when Luka came back, they couldn't gel. They didn't have enough time to gel and put it together. Plus, the NBA was screwing them at the end of the season.
I would rather have Ja than Kyrie, even with the off-court baggage.
That's clearly
and last year Ja was 9th.
Yeah,
Darius Garland is right where I draw the line. Like, Garland is more reliable, but Kyrie's upside is higher, so I don't think this is insulting. And by the way, if we were to expand it, if you need to leave that up for...
It is insulting. As fuck.
Moment. If we were to expand it to all guards, not just point guards, the other guys ahead of him are clear cut, like Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker. Those are the shooting guards.
Those are the shooting guards ahead of him?
Yeah, Jamal is. Yeah, no, that's it. That's the. Oh, Jaylen Brown as well.
I don't know if they're definitively that much better than Kyrie. Probably on the same or near the same level.
Right. He was listed as a shooting guard. I mean, I think it's right, bro.
There's a few guys. I mean, these are
remember the Dallas Mavericks. They're trying to pick Kyrie like this loser. The Dallas Mavericks basically stripped their team to get Kyrie. Kyrie was trying to go to the Lakers. He was not trying to go to the Mavericks. They basically gutted their whole roster just to get Kyrie there. And now Kyrie's playing. They don't have the pieces they need to really compete. They don't. So like they're blaming and putting it on Kyrie. Kyrie got there like later on in the season. Like what do you want the nigga to do? He didn't have time to gel with his teammates. So I don't understand. See, they only use context for people they like. But for people they don't like, they don't get context.
But Lowry Mark, then, like you said, Trae Young, you want to argue. The thing is, this is completely about Kyrie's unpredictability off the court, which leads to on the court. Like taking weeks
off. But why
off.
would that be? Because he played as many games as he could last year. So what the fuck does that have to do with anything? And he's been a good, pretty much a model citizen in Dallas so far.
Off here or there, and his tied
so
to
if we're
winning.
going based on last year, you can't hold that against him if we're going based off the projections of him going into this season because of what he did he was available last year.
Well, that's what it's tied to.
Yes.
This is like Kyrie will be ahead of a ton of those guys if it's we're not talking about winning. And if you like historically, I think Kyrie goes down as greater than many of those guys that were ahead of him. But as great as he was in last year in Dallas, Nick, 27 points,
his numbers were
6 assists, 5 rebounds, 51% shooting, 39 from 3, and 95 overall.
Y'all hear those numbers? Let's go back.
27 points.
His numbers were
6 assists, 5 rebounds, 51% shooting, 39 from 3, and 95 overall.
That's an MVP candidate numbers, y'all. MVP, and matter of fact, he could have been in the MVP conversations had he stayed in Brooklyn because those dudes were balling. Him and Kevin Durant was rolling. I remember before KD got injured, he was in the MVP talks, y'all. KD was fucking balling, and so that injury, that freak injury, really set KD back, right? And so KD was balling, bro. He was on his way.
Upset.
But here's the thing. Obviously, they went 8-12 in the 20 games he played. So individually, you would take Kyrie over a lot of those guys. But when you factor in winning and fit and off the court stuff, that's where he falls short.
But the only time that don't apply is whether he's with LeBron.
Better is a strange thing.
If you put Kyrie on the Bucks, they win a bunch of games. If you put him on Denver, they win a bunch of games. So it's about who you put him with. Dallas stripped their whole fucking roster mid-season. And keep in mind, Kyrie was balling before he got to not Boston, the Mavs. The Mavs. They stripped their whole damn team. He was balling when he left the Nets. He won't play him bad.
Like, I probably would say Allen Iverson was better than Steve Nash.
He used quotes like that, like, bro, Allen Iverson was better than Steve Nash. You forget, put away your fingers, bro. Put away the quotes.
But who would I rather have on my team?
Might say
Steve Nash.
I'd rather have AI, because AI took his team full of guys who couldn't score. Listen, bro, Nash could score the ball at a decent clip, right? He was really good at shooting, right? But he wasn't scorer AI was. He wasn't the force that AI was. AI was one of the best players in the NBA. Steve Nash wasn't. He was great, but he wasn't on the level of AI as far as being at the top of the list of the best players in the league.
Well,
so there's a big difference.
You might say Allen Iverson was better than
Put AI with Prime Amari. You know what I'm saying? And Sean Marion. You know what I'm saying?
But you would definitely rather have Jason.
And that's the thing. Like, so
that's you. I would rather have Allen Iverson. That's just me.
Kyrie's better than Drew Holiday.
Yes.
But you would, if you're trying to win a championship.
Exactly.
You see how he disrespected Kyrie? If you're trying to win a championship, number one, Kyrie already won a championship in 2016, right? And he was one of the reasons why they won that fucking championship. You know, the one you trying to say made LeBron James the greatest player of all time? Kyrie hit the game winner, essentially. to win that series. And he was averaging like 27 points per game, some ignorant shit. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to just act like Kyrie didn't win shit. Like his career started last year or some shit.
Obviously would rather
Kyrie is
Holiday.
He's a fucking champion. And see, the disrespect that he gets for being a champion is unreal. Because he wasn't just the guy who just rode on LeBron's back. Man, at times he was leading the charge. He was fucking balling out of his mind.
And
it is a one-on-one tournament.
Well, that's the thing. So that is, Wilds, this is where and this is where I get a little frustrated sometimes with a guy who I've come to like a huge amount in some of Kevin Durant's basketball commentary. Because Durant is obviously a genius when it comes to basketball in a lot of ways, and one of the greatest players I've ever seen, one of the greatest players of any era. But he seems to have a blind spot when it comes to evaluating the difference between raw skill and ability and ability to contribute to winning basketball.
Okay. And see, this is the problem that I have with these fucking clowns. See, he's trying to act like Kyrie didn't win at all. He's erasing from people's minds as he's speaking like Kyrie doesn't win. When Kyrie has won, you don't get to the championship every fucking season. You just don't, bro. Sometimes guys get one shot in their whole fucking career. That doesn't mean they're a loser. Charles Barkley never won a championship. What are you going to call him? A loser? You know what I'm saying? Patrick Ewing, right? Never won a championship. You got guys who never even sniffed. You know what I'm saying? Steve Nash, the guy you're fucking praising, never even went to the NBA Finals. But you're sitting here trashing Kyrie, but Steve Nash never been to a finals at all, right? So when you're talking about somebody equating to winning, Kyrie has equated to winning. Whether you like it or not, you guys don't want to give him credit for that championship run. But even if you want to take away the championship runs, he's played well to get his team into the playoffs. He hasn't had, and some of this is Kyrie's fault, right, for joining KD. And he hasn't had opportunities that many as the leader of a team. He just hasn't.
The reason Kyrie has trouble contributing, though, is all related to off-the-court stuff, unpredictability.
There was nothing super unpredictable about Dallas. His calf hurt.
Well, he was only there 20 games.
Well, I'm just saying, but like, they're talking about...
And look, what we went through historically was unprecedented. Never happened in the history of the league, where we get a sickness that comes over here that we have to deal with, and people are forced to take injections, right? That's never, listen, these guys ain't horses, bro. You can't just inject them with whatever you want to inject them with, right? So Kyrie didn't feel like he should put that inside his body, right? Kyrie wants autonomy over his body, yes. He didn't agree with it, so that affected him playing on the court because the owners did not want to let him play. Kyrie Irving was willing to play as long as he didn't take the shot. The owners wanted to force him to take it, right? So is that Kyrie Irving's fault that he doesn't want to risk his life? Which, listen, you're taking a gamble. When something's experimental like that, you're taking a gamble with your life. And I'm not going to tell you guys to take it or not take it. You got to do your research and be responsible for you and your family, right? You have to make those tough decisions, right? I'm not making that call for anybody. But Kyrie looked around and was like, something's not right. I'm going to back off this.
Dallas coming up. If I'm Kyrie and I'm like, Paolo Banchero, like, nice guy, won Rookie of the Year.
Very nice guy, but no.
I'm 4 spots behind Paolo.
I would much rather have Paolo this year than Kyrie.
He plays for the Magic. Frisco Magic, don't get me wrong.
And he's talking about winning basketball. You see how much of a clown Nick Wright is?
Orlando, frisky Magic, but like the Magic, like contributing to winning, 25 games?
Well, yeah, but from the number one pick to 25 games.
Now he moves the goalposts once he's caught, because it was about winning, right? The subject matter is winning basketball. Now he's talking about, oh, well, he's the number one pick, and look how much they improved. Bro, we're talking about winning basketball. Them niggas still were losing a lot of games, bro. Like, come on. The results are the results. Whether you can't give him credit for what you project him to do in the future. Even though there's a trend toward up, you have to deal with where Kyrie's at now and where he's at now. If there's a learning curve with him, Kyrie doesn't have that learning curve of being a star. He's a better basketball player as of right now.
Junior contributes to winning.
I buy that. As a piece of an overall.
Right.
Jared Jackson Jr. is essentially a role player. He's an all-star, but he's like a role player type all-star. He's not the guy you say, hey, John Morant's not there. Hey, there goes Jared Jackson Jr. No, hell no. So when you talk about winning basketball, it's John Morant, right, who's better than Jared Jackson Jr. Kyrie is better than Jared Jackson Jr. And that's what it is, bro. There's no way around it.
So to have him ahead of Kyrie is...
Well, that's why, by the way,
bullshit.
Kyrie also obviously contributes.
It's bullshit, bro. There's no way. You can't rationalize. And this is why Nick Wright has a suit on, right? This is why he's on TV. Because he has a unique talent to rationalize dumb shit. To make dumb shit seem intelligent to dumb niggas.
It's the greatest comeback in finals history.
Correct, but again, we keep getting that happened around the same time the Broncos last beat the Chiefs. I mean,
see how he just dismisses what Kyrie accomplished? He talked about winning, but then when Chris Broussard goes to winning, this fool mentions the Broncos and the Chiefs.
Years and true. Yeah. And so that's also why I removed the non-guards, because it's like compare Kyrie to Laurie Markkinen and Jaren Jackson. It's a tougher comp in your head.
It's not tough. It's bullshit. It's not tough, bro. It's an easy decision. Kyrie Irving.
Wilds. I guess the question I would ask is this. If I'm trying to win a championship, is he one of the 10 point guards I'd most want?
What? Are you fucking kidding me? Bro, if you pair him up with any of them niggas in the top 5 or in the top 10, he wins the title, bro. Or he's a threat. He's a legitimate. Maybe he doesn't win the title, but he's a legitimate threat to win the title. Jaren Jackson Jr. is not, you're not going to look at him as, oh, well, yeah, he's a great addition, but we don't know. We still highly doubt that he's going to be a favorite to win the championship. Put Kyrie with Giannis. Put Kyrie with LeBron. They're favorites to win championships. Put Kyrie with Jokic. You know what I'm saying? The other dudes, no. That's a fact. No.
Probably not. We just saw the list, and you know what I mean? There was Trae Young is, I think the 10th guy. He's
look, Chris Broussard's got to be uncomfortable around this nigga just slandering Kyrie, act like Kyrie don't win at all.
I love Jalen Brunson.
He's not going to speak better. He's not going to speak against
than Jalen Brunson.
I agree, and I'd rather have Jalen Brunson.
Well, that's where it's.
You rather if there's a draft and you take Jalen Brunson over Kyrie, you a dumb motherfucker.
But it's tough.
But that's where it's what defines better. Like, let me ask you this: who's?
Hey, look at Wilds. Look at him. Wilds. Look at him. Like, no, the fuck you did it. This is a big time reach there. Look at Wilds' face. Look how he looks up. Look, this shit's
better than Jalen.
I agree.
Shit.
And
look at this shit, y'all.
Rather have Jalen Brunson.
Well, that's where it's.
Look at Wilds.
But
it's tough.
But that's where it's what defines better. Like, let me ask you this: who's the teams that are trying to win a title this year? If they could add Jalen or Kyrie, other than the Lakers, wouldn't all of them take Jalen?
Well, the Mavericks didn't. You should have told Mark Cuban that.
Well,
hey, I like Wilds. I fuck with Wilds, yo. He always got like the one punchlines, and he gets in there, he squeezes them in, and then he's done. Yeah, it's true, bro. If the Mavericks valued Jalen Brunson, they would have kept this fucking ass.
No, well, that's not what happened, though. They let Jalen walk. They couldn't then.
Bro, if he's that great, they're not going to let him walk, bro.
A mid-season trade for
Hey,
Jalen.
but hey, Jalen Brunson is a good player. He's a really good player. I like Jalen. Jalen's tough, man. He's tough. He's physical, and he's a dog. I love Jalen, but he's not Kyrie, bro. Like, we got to stop with this shit, Nick. We know it's for LeBron James why you're doing this. We know you guys personally don't like Kyrie because he calls you out.
That's all. It's all related to Kyrie's mentality and his approach and all that stuff.
Yes,
that's got to be the only explanation. It's not basketball though. If we're talking about just strictly basketball, no.
But there's no other reason he couldn't contribute to win.
Look at Wiles.
Related to Kyrie's
Wiles looking at that nigga sideways. Though.
Mentality and his approach and all that stuff.
Yes, I agree.
But there's no other reason he couldn't contribute to winning. Like, there's no basketball reason he can't contribute. But he can play and actually,
he's actually been pretty decent. I know he's got a bad reputation for not being this great defender, but he's actually played solid defense last year. If y'all watch the games, and Kyrie was blocking people's shots. For a guard, that's pretty good. Now, was he great? No, but he was decent.
Put forth
and Dame is in the top 15 on this, and Dame defensively is maybe even a bigger liability than Kyrie. So yes,
there's no basketball physical thing about Kyrie's game.
I totally agree, but when you have this long of a track record of the other things being part of it.
But you didn't mention that. You went straight to winning, all this other bullshit and hogwash, bro. You didn't mention that, right? And this is some weasel ass shit. Instead of saying, bro, we got the list wrong, or ESPN got the list wrong, and us in media, we're capping like a motherfucker. You guys sit there and try and justify disrespecting Kyrie. That's going to do it for this episode, guys. This is the Kobe Bryant Film Room, and I'll see y'all later.